Sisters, forefathers, family, people that get me. And my younger self just looking at me saying, please don't let me down. If you stumble, fix that crown. And I just do this all for us. Had this feeling in my gut that I had to keep it pushing, cause amazing ain't enough. And I do this for my team, for the heights we couldn't touch. Now we raising up the levels and they trying to reach us. Yeah, I do this all for us. Had this feeling in my gut that I had to keep it pushing, cause amazing ain't enough. And I do this for my team, for the heights we couldn't touch. Now we raising up the levels and they tryna reach us. Yeah, they tryna reach. That I had to keep it pushing, cause amazing ain't enough. And I do this for my team, for the heights we couldn't touch. Now we raising up the levels and they tryna reach us. Yeah, I do this all for us. Had this feeling in my gut that I had to keep it pushing, cause amazing ain't enough. And I do this for my team, for the heights we couldn't touch. Now we raising up the levels and they tryna reach us. Yeah, they tryna reach.
So comfortably, paper so big that you gotta read the summary. Baby, I'm a boss, come with me, I need company. For a couple hours, maybe a day, we'll be okay if I lead the way. We'll be okay if I lead the way. We'll be okay if I lead the way. If I lead the way, if I lead the way, if I lead the way, if I lead the way. I'm the only option. I'm the only turn it to the max. Haters gon' hate, dollars gon' stack. Throwing them hips, how you do it like that? You looking like a snack and I only speak facts. Let's relax. Maybe a day, we'll be okay if I lead the way. We'll be okay if I lead the way. We'll be okay if I lead the way. If I lead the way, if I lead the way, if I lead the way. We'll be okay if I lead the way. If I lead the way, if I lead the way, if I lead the way.
Yeah, we're rising up. That's right. No, nobody can stop me, can't fight this rush. No, I won't stop, top 3 is the final push. Can't imitate how we be, better keep it hush. But I can't hide this buzz, cause we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up. stay focused. I smell the wind and it's potent. I remain the main component, cause they all know I'm the coldest. So cold that they frozen, overwhelmed by the notion. Pressure building, it's over when you feel the explosion. Yeah, they call me the showman. The way I'm shining, I'm golden, and I bring the commotion. My spirit never been broken, cause I got the devotion. No magical potion, you're just a drop in the ocean. I'm a tidal wave taking over. It's the moment, stay focused. They all know I'm the coldest. So cold that they frozen. Pressure building, it's over. Yeah, we're rising up. No, nobody can stop me, can't fight this rush. No, I won't stop, the top 3 is the final push. Can't imitate how we be, better keep it hush. But I can't hide this buzz, cause we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up.
We the fire in the belly of the beast, a menace to society, we hungry, gotta eat. We ain't gotta lie when it's clear enough to see. Action over anything means everything to me. It means everything. Yeah, it ain't over till the time's up. Hustle hard cause the power is in my touch. Dig deep cause I feel it in my guts. We at God level so you better hype it up. Up, up, we getting fired up. Up, up, we gonna light it up. Up, up, we getting fired up. Up, up, I got it in my blood. Up, up, we getting fired up. Up, up, we gotta light it up. Up, up, we getting fired up. Up, up, I got it in my blood. Yeah. Moth to the flame, pressure in the pain. Everything we stand for, everything we gain. Feet firm on the floor, handling my lane. Stop standing in the way, cause we're going up, up. We getting fired up, up, up. We gotta light it up, up, up. We getting fired up, up, up. I got it in my blood, up, up. We getting fired up, up, up. We gotta light it up, up, up. We getting fired up, up, up. I got it in my blood. Fire in the belly of the beast, a menace to society. We hungry, gotta eat. We ain't gotta lie when it's clear enough to see. Action over anything means everything to me. Yeah, it ain't over till the time's up. Hustle hard cause the power is in my touch. Dig deep cause I feel it in my guts. We at God level so you better hype it up.
Take a step back for a minute. Got a place going up when I'm in it. Aim at the win and I did it. Where we at, that's none of your business, I'm that product of the hard work. That's why I'ma always come first. Push through the pain, not a concern. Coming hot like fire, now we gon' burn. Run fast when we chase that bag. Leave them all like damn, damn, damn. Dig deep, go hard in the pain. Make noise like bang, bang, bang. Heavy hitter in the ring, go slam. Yeah, I got what it takes, go ham. No foot on the brakes, that look on the face like damn, damn, damn. This time you won't put nobody in the corner, I'm grown, so don't get funny with the tone. I can go clear, leave them all unknown. I'm the real deal, not a fake, not a clone. Oh gosh, got them trembling, shaking. One shot and I'm destined to take it. On top of the challenge I'm facing. Non-stop, I'm a legend in the making. Rolling, we came here to win, so move, just move. No fear when we step up the gear, so move, just move. On top of the game, unstoppable. Hard work campaign, gotta power through. So when we step in the place, just move, yeah, move. Move. Gotta work that overtime. Put the power over mind.
life is only mine. Got spirit, got fight, got hope. Elevate to the heights unknown. Celebrate cause the night we own. Stay winning cause we bringing it home. Rolling, we came here to win, so move. Just move. No fear when we step up the gear, so move. Just move. On top of the game, unstoppable. Hard work, campaign, gotta power through. So when we step in the place, just move. Yeah, move. Move.
Look, man, I was searching for a better way, praying, hoping for a better day. Never quit, never hesitate. If it's a will, it's gotta be a way. Working fast food on the weekends, got a second job just to meet ends. Never quit though, I admit at times life seemed to be in pieces. I had to switch up the plan. Good at the can, created the brand, invested in self, flipped it to wealth. Look at me now, I got a few bands, yeah. The ones who hate it still working the same. They hit me and tell me they proud of me though. I'm sorry, not sorry, got nothing to say. Look. Too many went fake on me, too many went waste on me. Run around, throw the snakes on me. Say they ride, but the brakes on. Too many went fake on me, too many went waste on me. Run around, throw the snakes on me. Say they ride, but the brakes on.
Ready?
It's game time, raise the stakes time, and I'ma make start to the finish line from the winning side.
And at the wing is Austin day all day, every day.
See the crowd coming down, he's the king now. Got them coming down, he's the king now.
Just watch me now.
Go. 战友们，大家好，我是你们的 MC P Hi Ryan。哇，超棒的！欢迎大家，今天又来到我们的主场和平篮球馆。今天天气稍微冷一点，先让我听到你们的欢呼声，好不好？全场给我一个尖叫声！哇，就是这个感觉啊！ 这一次主场呢，是我们年前最后一次的主场哦，很开心在这里又遇见各位战友们了。3月份我们也有跟 Ampama 面包超人一起跟战神出席，请大家可以把时间留下来，一起再来我们的现场看球哦。我们每一次主场都会有我们的嘉宾还有来宾一起来看球。等介绍到的嘉宾呢，请站起来跟我们挥挥手，跟荧幕 say 个 hi 哦。 我们欢迎我们宝瑞集团的宋英子协理，哎，协理好，哇，欢迎来看球，球衣都已经穿上了。OK， 在比赛开始之前，我知道你们在期待什么。来，我们先把我们的手机还有大炮拿起来，用我们最热烈的掌声欢迎Taishin Wonders。
Danger, danger. Woo, woo. Danger, danger. All right. Danger, danger. Woo, woo. Danger, danger.
I'm about to have a beach speak. I just want to go big, go kid shit. Machete knives and the steady clips. Just start a fire with the cigarette. I'm crazy, bitch. But I'm that bitch. I do not kiss no ass, but I ass kick. Starting to ride, my bitch is gon' ride. We get it live like it's trying to fight. Break up a jaw, crack up a spine. Send it back shot like I'm hit from behind. I want the war with them hoes. Walk right up on them, but hit with your
It's
stone.
an all-girls party and no boys can come. Danger,
Whoa.
danger. Ring the alarm. It's an all-girls party and no boys can come. Yeah, danger, danger. Ring the alarm. This an all-girls party and no boys can come.
Got
战友们，拍手的声音让我听到
them all
吗？
going. CABYMON. 이건 기어질 축복. 음악에 맞춰 잘 춤춰. 기분이 핫핫 뿜뿜 파워. 분위기 타올라 눈 돌아. 쨍하네 적잖아 충격일 거야. Drop this queen 홈런을 쳤고 내 다음은 위. 어중이 도중이 중간하니. 나보고 따졌던 이 뜻은 shush shush shush. You know what it is. Everybody this come up in the just pick up boo hoo. Boom boom. 니네 심장이 빡ting이 퍽 퍽 퍽. pedal to the metal. Got them all going. Got them all going. Got them all going. Baby, wanna more. Got them all going. Got them all going. Got them all going. Yeah, baby, wanna more.
Oh.
Yeah, got them all going.
让我们再一次把最大的尖叫声给我们的泰信 Wonder 还有男生们带来的精彩演出。本场客队介绍：高雄全家海神，背号0号魏良哲，背号10号胡龙猫，背号11号施晋尧，背号21号吕威霆，背号23号吴彦伦，背号24号苏文如，背号30号廖伟浩，背号48号奥迪杰，背号85号齐明庆，先发5人，背号5号克里斯，背号25号塞克维奇，背号28号于纯安，背号57号吴小锦，背号66号陈怀安，代理总教练朱永红，助理教练廖哲义、李正彦。战友们，接下来继续拿起你的热情，让我们用最大的掌声欢迎我们最辣也最鲜的应援团团长瑞娜。
阿完，大家好，欢迎来到台北和平馆，我是应援团长瑞娜。今天是我们年前最后一场主场赛事，希望各位战友们用力的为战神们应援呐喊，加油！现在就用你们最热情的掌声，欢迎我们的台北台新战神。
One team, one spirit. Unite in red. We are Mars.
Taipei, are you ready? 各位战友们，准备好你最热情的尖叫声！现在让我们欢迎台北泰新战神球员出场。背号5号战神新人，控球调和剂 ，Iceman 小贺魏鹏鹏。背号6号舍我其谁，永不放弃，战神奥斯汀将军。背号7号他是全力以赴的高雄左营超级奶爸刘彦廷。背号8号我们的战神队长，石牌英雄，场上的冷箭杀手 Coco 陈文宏。背号9号站稳脚步，努力不懈的卡尔张兆成。11号战神射手，投了就对了，小来 shooter 王聪汉。背号15号战神新秀强心脏，他从防守做起 ，You know what I mean，
getting on the internet and checking a new hit kid.
背后3号控场后卫，战神指挥官与直播第胜如。背号23号防守大佐，快攻发动机，全世界战神的肯尼，切克尼。背后33号场上大佐，体能怪物，升级版的雷哥 ，CP 雷锋2。背后41号远程射手，撕裂禁区，全内线的大前锋，大龙苏玉记。背号60号挡拆跑位，外线他也可以的护板神拳，战神婆婆是冠军。总经理刘平执行长黄万龙，主教练肖晨，助理教练米兰林学谦，全班教练杨哲仪，助理教练陈世念。有请双方球员在场中握手致意，战神们也把你们的海报丢给我们举起来尖叫的战友们哦。场上的拼搏，我们靠的是战神；场下的应援，靠的就是各位战友们了。接下来，再让我们用最热烈的掌声欢迎我们的应援团团长 Rina。Hello，
各位战友们，大家好，我是应援团长 Rina。大家手上是不是都有拍拍扇呢？等等呢，来到我们的默契培养时间哦。在比赛过程中，听到我们喊到 Taipei Mars 的时候，用力的帮我拿拍拍扇拍3下。好，我们一起来 Taipei Mars。Taipei 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 Mars。非常好，来第2个节奏。台北2下，战神拍2下，台北2下，战神2下，台北战神拍3下。我们练习1次，台北战神，台北战神，台北战神，
全场再一遍，
台北
战神，台北战神。台北战神，
非常好。OK， 那等等在比赛过程中呢，当我们的战神投出精彩好球的时候呢，记得要给他们点情绪价值，跟着音乐我们要跳起来，右左右右，左右左左，右左右右，最后停一个帅气的投篮 pose 就可以了。我们跟着音乐一起来。非常好 ，OK， 那接下来呢有进攻就有防守，防守的时候，希望这样我们可以大声的一起帮我喊出"防守"2个字，然后拍2下，我们练习1次哦，防守，防守，防守，
全场
防守，
再一遍
，defense，
更大声
，defense，
2楼的
defense，
再一遍
defense，
再一遍。
很好，就这样子。OK， 那接下来呢，默契来啦。听到我喊到台北的时候，你们要帮我喊出 Mars， 我们要连续8次哦。跟着音乐，我们试1次。
没有，其实就是正常了，还是不管赢球输球，然后球队其实还是 day by day 啊，然后每一周去做调整。因为虽然情绪还是会，球员情绪一定会有受影响，然后士气一定会有低迷，但是必须还是得做该做的事情，然后必须把我们的工作去把它做完成。对，然后最主要的事情是，一定是一场一场来。我们现在已经没有办法去想说，我们还要输几场，怎样。对，就是一场一场来。防守端上还是以更多的压迫、身体对抗去减低他们的，去消耗他们。那可以就是希望可以掌控产生，对，不是产生，对。
Yushun and Eric having a couple of words before our game, talking about how it's just focusing one game at a time, and their hope is to just take control of the pace as soon as the game starts. And again, we're talking about injuries on injuries. Well, luckily on the Kaohsiung Aquas' side, they have 3 imports on rotation. And mind you, they've had 17 import rotations of all of this season. Again, having in and out rotations, as we'll shortly be talking to Barry as well as what needs to improve and what they can learn from their last couple of games. Again, they didn't win a game in their previous homestand on Saturday and Sunday. And what they actually have over the Kaohsiung Aquas, if there is any.
就是一些细节啊，进攻细节或还是防守细节，大家有在很专注的去应对吧。在比赛前的比赛计划，我觉得大家都很专注在处理这样子。我觉得全本土也是一个，也是我觉得算一个优势啦，因为不用再受限于洋将的一些配置问题嘛。其实压力不是在我们这边，是在他们那边，因为我们没有洋将，其实我们可以打得也许更流畅、更无私一些这样子。对，所以压力不在我们这里，我觉得我们应该可以打得不错。
Now, Barry talking about how tonight's challenge will be having no imports on the court, but actually, you know, if you change, it's about the matter of perspective, and you know, if anything, having 0 imports on the court will maybe actually bring synergy onto the court. You know, there's more chemistry with the local players. You know, you have Daryl Willis, who's been on the bench for about a month now, and Makir Maker, granted, he's only played for 5 games, so he's not really too familiar with the playmates yet. So, you know, that might be a positive, and we'll see if they can spin it. And like I said, it's going to be an interesting matchup but neither teams will really have actual film to study each other, because their starting 5, particularly the Kaohsiung Aquas, is always inconsistent. As you know, we have streaky players coming in and out of the injury list, as we have today's referees, our crew chief standing in the center with his other referees flanking him on his left and right, as we will have our starting 5 on the screen right now. Number 66, Ayao, 28, Eric, 57, Jasper, 25, Zagarach coming onto the court, as well as number 5, Christian Krajina, playing the big man tonight for the starting 5. All locals on the screen. It is Ding Shenlu Ding, 3, 23, Kenny Chen, 33, Sam Manu, number 41, Allen, and 62, Pong Pong. So 2 of these players are national team players. They don't really have much of a break for them in the Lunar New Year, as they go right back to training on February 18th. That's right, they have the World Cup qualifiers coming up in late February. So their first matchup, it is February 26th against Korea. The second game will be versus China. Now that is going to be at a neutral setting at the Mall of Asia out in the Philippines. But as we turn to the current game right now, well, a couple of notes from the Taipei Taishin Mars. With those injuries from the import players, you're also kind of lacking a depth on the bench. In the last 3 games alone, the bench players are only averaging 18 points a game. So the season average is 29 and the league average is 33. So you do the math there, and they're kind of struggling in terms of finding a spark plug, particularly from the last 2 games. Manu only scored 4 points on Sunday, and he only got going on the 4th quarter. Now, for the Kaohsiung Aquas, well, inconsistent rotations again, but also streaky performances. Earlier we saw on the screen Kevin Hu Longbao. He's been in and out of the starting rotation, coming off the bench, but again, his numbers have been pretty underwhelming. 5 games, he's only scoring 5 points per game. He's really got the yips, the shooting yips. He's only 26 from beyond the arc, as we see Bliznyuk, their Ukrainian import player. The import players that we're currently seeing on the bench injured. Frazier the second to Makir Makers the left as we get started on tip-off for game 77. The men in black are Taipei Taishin Mars. Kaohsiung Aquas in white have the first possession of this game. Both are very motivated to get a win in today's game. Kaohsiung Aquas breaking their 5-game losing streak, and well, you know, Taipei Taishin Mars just trying to get a home win before the Lunar New Year, and Aquas get things started 2-0 with the lay-in. There's a handoff to Kenny Chen. Kenny Chen sat out in Sunday's game due to wrist discomfort. You can kind of see a wrapping around his wrist. Pong Pong up against Krajina. Pocket pass, and here is Pong Pong rattling in. That was a dime dish by Ding Shenru Ding Ding. This is his first time being nominated or selected for the Chinese Taipei team. So I have to correct myself. It's not 2 players, 3 players from the Taipei Taishin Mars. And there's the downhill drive and 1 for Krajina. Foul called on number 62, Pong Pong. Gets his bucket and a first personal foul. As we saw 66 Tucker with a handoff. He's been in and out of injury too. So again, the Kaohsiung Aquas really could not catch a break. Now, we thank you guys for your patience. Those who are new to watching the TPBL broadcast. We still got our sea legs, so you know we've got some difficulties with our tech gear and all, but we'll get things all sorted out for more TPBL basketball. And back to it, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Pong Pong got to make some moves. That goes air ball, too short. And the Aquas are effective on defense. Now again, with their inconsistent rotations, their priority right now is just to be tough on that pressure defense and get those rebounds. Krajina going high up for the bucket. Krajina now leading both by 7 points, and Kenny Chen digging deep right down the lane, but there's a fast break opportunity. He's waiting for his trailers. There's the pass over to Zagarach. Has to dig hard, so credit goes to Allen for guarding the import player. They're gonna have to be smart about their rotations too, and Kenny Chen gets it done. Score 7-4. Out on the top. There's a screen by Krajina, but they're still kept out in the perimeter. There's the 3, and it's good. Zagarach checking in for the first time in this game. Last scored is a season high 14 points and 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He's only played 3 games with the Kaohsiung Aquas. Had to sit out again, injury prone. And sometimes that's just bad luck. And Kaohsiung, well, they've had 2 years in a row where players are just on the IL for long periods of time. Ball gets battered around. There's a recovery by Zagarach up at the logo. 8 seconds on the shot clock. There's a catch and shoot, uncontested, but off the mark. Kenny Chen bringing it back. There's a coast-to-coast pass, and here comes Sam Manuk catching in the bucket. Hopefully we see a strong and fast start from Sam Manu. As I said earlier, his last game, it was against the Formosa Dreamers. They either had his number or he was just really off his rocker. only getting 4 points, or 2 points actually, and Kenny Chen drawing a foul will lead to free throws, I believe. Contact made by number 57, Jasper. So right now, both teams have 1 team foul each. You notice the wrist wrap, and also what looks to be his forearm is wrapped up. So just out of safety. Again, you don't want any more players sitting out. And they've got to be really careful. So I expect to see more minutes played from the role players or the bench players. But again, for the Taipei Taishin Mars, it's about them finding a spark plug or getting themselves an X factor. There's a downhill pass, couldn't convert to points. Then there's another foul drawn by Kenny Chen. That one was from Yuchun and Eric. And inbounding is Allen over to Ding Shenru. Pass over to Pong Pong. Back to his Chinese Taipei teammate. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. And over! Jasper, contested shot. That was sweet for Ding Ding. 10-9 is the score. Taipei Taishin Mars hoping to get a win out of their 3 homestand games. And the shot from the outside is good for Tucker. Both teams have made threes now. Let's see if that bucket is good. Takes it to the bank. Trying to make something happen, but Mars they're applying heavy pressure onto the Kaohsiung Aquas. But Pong Pong got a little too handsy there, commits his 2nd personal foul, not good. So he is pulled back to the bench, and number 7 checks into the game. That is Liu Yanting, rocking the headband. No subs coming in for the Kaohsiung Aquas quite yet. Again, they have relief. They have 3 import players in the lineup. And there's back-to-back fouls. Not a very productive foul. That was Liu Yanting just coming in, and he commits a foul against Krajina. And just like that, we have a sub for the Kaohsiung Aquas. Number 30, Maya Photo. He had quite a game, a career-high 17 points against the CTBC DEA. Got in quite a few minutes, too. He is a Amis and Puyuma descent. And Krajina digging deep, but there's a double team over the Mars. Too small. Krajina with another bucket. 9 points for the Croatian, and through the lane, Liu Yanting gets the crowd going here at Heping Gymnasium. Still a tight game. I mean, we saw this on Sunday, but could the Mars players really play 48 minutes of 100% effort of games? We'll have to see. Krajina with his signature hook. He's unstoppable right now. 11 points. Former CTBC DA player Edgaras Jalonas, talking to him before the game, he said that, yeah, he convinced his old teammate to join the team as an uncontested shot does not fall. Zagarach brings it over coast to coast, coming through. And gets the favor, and Krajina nearly avoiding the trap, and Tucker off mark, giving him another opportunity. Jasper with the rebound. 9 seconds to go. Krajina left with no choice, a little too strong there. And Kenny Chen racing through. The whistle comes on Jasper. 52. Looked like to be some arm hook we have ourselves a timeout here as we take a look at some of the moving highlights in game 77. The score right now, Kaohsiung Aquas leading this game 17-13. We'll be back.
或者讲欧洲部也可以，来挑一个篮，来战友们跟我们一起来投个篮，直男的哦，哎呦，这个出手姿势漂亮，我们来个 KB 一下，哎，我们的协理，我们协理要跟我们空气投篮一下吗？来，一个 switch 一下，上电视喽，协理 ，Hello， 欢迎来我们主场，来，空气投篮，哎呦，立刻拍，来了，这个投篮姿势漂亮，感觉就会进，哎呦。 吃麦当劳的，来帮我们边吃边投个篮，可以吗？边投个篮，哎，这位战友们用手机的，帮我们投个篮，哎，是，这个姿势就对。来，我们直男给他看一下，投一个3分好不好？这个命中率很高啊。Hello， 哎呀，是的，就是这样。战友们，你们太棒了！哎呀，还希望的会吗？哎呦，医生这个会进哦。 医生感觉禁区很粗啊，可以的。哎呦 ，reach。
You're watching TPBL powered by AXN Sports on AXN Asia and AXN Taiwan. Taylor Chen coming to you on site and solo for game 77. We're coming out of our first timeout in the first quarter. Aquas lead 17-13 from the baseline. Taishin trying to start things up. There's a handoff to Coco coming in for the first time in this game. And digging deep, Yoyatin gets the and one. Coming in strong after the timeout with Efe Odeji getting his first personal foul. He came from the Zach Broncos out in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Yenting, this is the free throw. But he's logged in 4 points in today's game. Typically riding the bench, but as I said, they've got to utilize every single player tonight. That was a tough shot! And a splash hit made by Maya Photo. There's the stagger screen set up by the Mars, and Taishin answers back. Taishin trying to join in on the three-point contest right now. The first and only local player to hit triple-double stats from last season. Odeji picking up the leftovers for the Kaohsiung Aquas. And Taishin from the opposite of the last three he made, couldn't make it through. There's a downhill pass to Odeji. Draws a foul. Looked like there was a double team on him. Contact made. We'll take a look at the last play shortly. Tucker tucks back in to the bench. Kenny Chen gets a couple of minutes of rest. Both sides are bringing in subs right now. Ayao from the starting five returns as we have Odeji getting ready at the free throw line. As a late signing for the Aquas, he's played 4 games, averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, getting double-double stats consistently with the Zach Broncos while they were playing in their East Asia Super League campaign. They have their final game left tonight against Alvark Tokyo as bodies hit the floor like bowling pins. The late called by the referees for jump ball. And they call jump ball on Taipei Taishin Mars and looked like they gave Hulong Mao a technical. We'll take a look. Odeji with the board. And we see ourselves a little bit of a dog pile going on there. Now, I did see the referee make a T signal. There you go, right behind Hulamal Kevin. As, well, looks like the referees are talking to both sides right now, trying to clarify the current situation. Now, it looks like one of the referees are explaining who received the tee. So they will get a free throw. Ding Shenru will be at the line. He is 80% from the charity stripe. So any more fouls from the Aquas will get Mars free throws, and they will happily take them, as you don't have Makir Maker on the court. He's been causing problems for the New Taipei Kings and the Formosa Dreamers. As I said before, he was averaging 41 points. He played 46 minutes, so you know, no surprise that he's sitting out in today's game. They also have to focus in on the New Taipei Kings rematch coming on Saturday. And Aquas pick up another rebound, and here's Ray, number 0, checking in at the logo again. Ding Ding with pressure defense. 9 seconds on this shot clock. Kind of lost a little bit of the handle there. There's a skip pass over to Edigy, and here is the 3 from the corner off the target. Too strong Edigy. Second, third time is the charm for the Aquas big, and fast break opportunity, but that pass goes to Odaji. A ticky-tacky mistake from the Mars. They can't afford any of those turnovers, and Aquas drawing a foul. That was number 0, Ray, off of Coco, number 8. Putting the vet through a spin cycle there. Frustrated that he couldn't make the bucket. Free throws are good. Aquas are still leading in the first quarter. Ray was a TPBL first round 4th overall pick. He was also was in the CBA draft a couple years back for the Beijing Ducks, the 2nd round 26 pick, but decided to play professionally out in Taiwan. As Barry logs in. But the referees are checking the Taipei Taishin Mars. Too soon of a sub. Too late to sub in a player right now. We got another delay in game. That is interim head coach of the Aquas, Juga. Frustrated. Score right now is 27-20. So this slight delay in the game, well, you know, that'll really test the teams, whether that will ice the players or this will help give them respite or a break. I mean, this might kill the momentum from the Aquas. That's why we see Juga frustrated and deliberating, we shall say, with the referees. Now, it could be a possible lane violation there. But the game continues, both teams in the penalty, so free throws for any fouls now. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left in regulation. He's kept out in the perimeter. There's a catch and shoot, and boom, goes the dynamite for Allen, number 41. Well, That little delay, I guess it worked in the Mars's favor. As of right now, Mars is running man-to-man pressure defense. Pass is really high from Odaji. Not many moves. There's an underhand pass. That was sloppy by Kevin Hu. Turnover. Let's see if it'll lead to buckets on the Mars's end. The handoff. He's signaling something. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The crowd is counting down. Time is ticking for the three contested. That goes high up. Odaji corrals the rebound. Looks like Kevin is playing a lot more off ball today. Look away pass, and here's the catch and shoot from the corner. Sent back with interest, out of bounds, Aquas. Still with the possession, Coco is contesting for a challenge. Now, the subs will come in before any kind of challenge. Oh, there you have it. There's the Mars's head coach calling for the review or the challenge. So the subs came in first.
请求出界的挑战权。
So for our new fans or viewers of TPBL, each team is allocated one challenge per game. You can call it any time, and if your challenge is successful, you get to keep said challenge, but if your challenge is unsuccessful, you have no more challenges left. So the player must call for the challenge, and the coach must listen to the, they can choose to oblige or not. As we take a look in slow motion, it's really hard to tell. I'm having some technical difficulties, so it's up to your guys' interpretation also. It's between Coco as well as... So they're saying, from that perspective that we just saw, the ball is in the Aquas' favor. Now we'll take a look at this particular angle. So it's between, I think it's Hulong Mao. So you can tell, I mean, I can hear that they're still unsure. So they're gonna go based off of the first angle or their first perspective.
如果说以这个角度它看起来的话，因为吴统是在后面没有问题，对。那白色的话其实是也有，但是只是它前后，因为这个角度吴统也有，对。所以其实没有很明显的证据可以去推翻到说，确定是白色波的，可以推翻。我们现在还是一样。
Yeah, it's taking them a little bit longer to figure it out. Now, typically, if you really can't determine after all this time, I would typically say call is unsuccessful, but they're still deliberating right now. They want to get this right. Now, again, it's not too clear on my side, but as I said before, based on personal experience, if the call is too close, like if you really can't tell if it's a 50-50 situation, it's unlikely that they will change the possession or they'll change the call. But in the meantime, as they continue to deliberate, the current leading scorer is Christian Trajino with 11 points. Let's see what the crew chief has to say.
经过电视辅助判决，3个角度没有明显的证据足以推翻，所以维持原判，海神球。
The call remains that it's still Aqua's possession, challenge unsuccessful. Just as I said, if it's unclear for the referees, they're not going to change it. So unfortunately, there's 0 challenges for the Taipei Taishin Mars for the remainder of the game. They could have held on to it, especially early in the game with only a couple possessions behind. Right now, anything is possible. And here's the shot from Kevin Hu that clanks outwards, and another foul called. That will be free throws given to Christian Krajina. That is Barry, number 11's first personal foul. And Christian Krajina, he spent 3 seasons with the CTBC DEA. He's really a workhorse. He averaged in those 3 seasons 31 minutes, under 15 points per game, 9 rebounds. Now, he really is the typical European basketball player. They're very unselfish. They're very much team players. Very useful utility players in a way. So he was brought in by Edgar Jalones. He hasn't been playing. He had a gnarly ankle sprain preseason, so we should be seeing him back in the Aquas lineup after the break. 29-23, Aquas still lead. And there's a foul. And number 9 will be at the line. That is Carl. Zhang Zaochen. From Nansan High School, graduate of Shida University. Now, Shida is one of the big schools from the UBA, University Basketball Association here in Taiwan. They will have the, I believe, final 8 playoffs come mid to late March. So we got ourselves our own March Madness here in Taiwan as well. So a lot of these local players, they have participated from way back when in their college days. And we got another foul. So Krajina, he's been effective in causing problems for the Mars players. Their pressure defense is, the referees are noticing that they're a lot more physical, so they're going to be more, going to keep their eyes particularly on Krajina. So back-to-back free throws for the Croatian. 6'10" or 208 centimeters. Went to Mount St. Mary's University. That's why his English is actually so good. And his Chinese is pretty impressive, I gotta say, in being his 4th season here in Taiwan. Liu Yanting, no call made. A shot clanks out, off target. No entry allowed for the Aquas players. They're just moving the ball around. They're not being quite efficient. 8 seconds, 7 on the shot clock. Second chance opportunity for the Aquas though. Another foul and 1 for Krajina. Take a look, that was Allen jumping too fast. So, correction, that was not a foul. No fouls were given. It was my mistake, 3-second violation there. So, possession is back with the Taipei Taishin Mars. 21 seconds in regulation. Shot clock at 7, and Barry does not bury it. Krajina corrals the board. Seven seconds on regulation to wrap up the first quarter from the parking lot. Yes! Target acquired by Maya Foto. He's already made 2 threes to start. He is keeping that momentum that he had from their last game, as currently the Kaohsiung Aquas lead 34-25. Stay tuned for more at TPBL, brought to you by AXN Sports.
They like it, they keep coming back. That's right, They like it, That's right, They like it, they keep coming back. That's right.
太兴玩的这太辣了，我们再给他一个掌声，好不好？今天是我们的 Mars Retro Night 哦，一切都是复古的。接下来有没有人要玩中场游戏的？我们要在2楼，哎，1楼的可以吗？好，给你一个，那我们上面也要来。这里有没有？我们等一下记得拿到熊的，拿到我们沙发的，来。再给你一个，我们还有最后一个，这里有没有？战友们，等等拿到沙包的，我们中场游戏要在原位哦。我们今天是正中红心的游戏，我们在上面看谁丢沙包丢的离中场最近，奖品就是你的。
You're watching TPBL, powered by KC Global Media Asia. You are watching Game 77. Taylor Chen bringing it to you solo. Kaohsiung Aquas need a win. They are at a 5-game losing streak. And Taipei Taishin Mars, they're crawling, trying to close the gap. That was Carl making the 3. Starting off strong for the Taipei Taishin Mars. Plagina was really the spark plug for the Kaohsiung Aquas in the first. 15.5 rebounds, and that shot for Jasper is clean as a whistle. Both are shooting pretty much around their average. 33% for the Kaohsiung Aquas, typically 34-40 for the Taipei Taishin Mars so far. So that is above their season average. There's the backdoor cut, but unsuccessful there. There's a hand in the cookie jar from Krajina with no avail. Krajina digging deep. He finds the outlet from the corner. Another kill. Number 57, Jasper. Going crazy for threes right now. And the Taipei Taishin Mars were quick to call timeout. They want to kill that momentum. So score now, 40-28. Stay tuned for more TPBL.
OK， Richard 怎么说？丁胜儒加将军的背号多少？战友们多少？加起来多少？算一下，3加答得出来吗 ？Richard 这题会不会太难了？多少比一下？还有9哦，有，旁边我们比对了。等等记得到我们的战神情报站领取小礼物哦。来，我们下一题。来，我们答题者出现了。Richard 下一题。钱肯尼减黄聪汉是多少？战友们，战友，2、3多少？他还没发现，答一下题嘛。Hello， 这样是多少 ？Hello， 12啦，都已经讲出来了哟。有被我们下面的战友比到了。来，等一下记得到我们的情报站领取小礼物。来，我们再下一题，Richard。我们题目准备非常多，都是数学。我想你，530哦，要比数字哦，我想你，怎么翻？是的，等等记得去领取我们的奖品哦，谢谢所有战友们。
Coach Xu Haochen calling for the timeout just at 11 minutes to start off the quarter. The 3 does not land. 3 threes were made before the called timeout. 2 of them made by the Kaohsiung Aquas, trying to reignite some scoring. Jasper couldn't nail the finish. Behind the back pass. No dribble penetration allowed. Only really Krajina is able to get points in the paint. 10 to be specific, and that contested shot does not go in, and it's a careless foul committed by Tucker, number 66, just plowing over Ding Sunru. Now, like I mentioned, Tucker has also been in and out of the rotation. Season high so far, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Ding Sunru through the screen, pulls up for the long two, and bang bang goes down the drain. Mars behind now by 10 points. There's a skip pass over to Tucker, returns the favor. Skip pass over to Krajina. Pong Pong trying to guard him all night. That's going to be a tough task. Underhand passes over to Ding Sunru. Pong Pong out in the perimeter. Looks like they're running 5 motion. Out is 62. Pong Pong dishes the 3. And the Kaohsiung Aquas call for their timeout. Both of them making a lot of effort cutting or stopping any sort of momentum. We take a look. Here's the good look by Sammy. And Pong Pong, he's not much of a perimeter shooting. He's typically at 33%, but he still makes the buckets, as we can very softly hear Juga talking to his players. Again, he is the interim coach. Their previous coach, Matthias Fischer, left on December 31st. So you talk about the lack of consistency. Well, you talk about a different coaching staff. Now, Juga has been with the organization for the entirety of this franchise, but mind you, he's got probably not, he has 0 head coach experience in the Pro Ball League. We're talking about TPBL, Plus League, SBL here. So it's a different realm. And you have Peter, who's wearing the glasses right now. He's actually more so the conditioning coach and translator. So I believe more responsibility is on his shoulders to not only translate, but to kind of help with the game plan. Sean Peng was the assistant coach. Now he's going to be moving on. He's become a broadcaster elsewhere, as we have the players returning to the court right now. Hulong Mao is going to be sticking, going to remain on the court. As I mentioned before, I noticed it's a lot of off-ball movement from Kevin. He's not really making, or he's not going to make that many baskets. So, and you notice in the stats, 5 games, as I said, 5 points per game. And the whistle comes from the baseline referee. And that was a foul. Second one for Ding Sunru Ding Ding off of Zagrach. So even with a 3 import rotation, we're still going to see a couple of minutes where Krajina is going to be the only one, and as a sweet jumper for Krajina. Again, he's leading on both sides with now 17.6 rebounds. There's a catch and shoot. Return to sender to the Aquas. There's a ticky-tacky foul committed by Barry, number 11. That's the second one. So inbounding will be 57 Jasper. So here we're seeing both the import players setting the screen, but Tucker rejects it. There's a kick out, pump fake, side step. Still kept out in the perimeter. Trying to go around with no avail. That's solid defense there. The hook shot gets intercepted. Another foul. He's drawing fouls left or right. Pong Pong. Oh, correction, not Pong Pong. That is Ding Senru's third one. Number 7, Liu Yanting, checking back into the game. Now, Christian Krajina's season high was 29 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 assists. So his assist average is pretty high for an import player. Again, that's what we're saying, the unselfishness from these Eastern European basketball players. So CGBC DEA, they've readopted that this season. Last season was all American players. They've changed it. But just as they reverted back to Eastern European ball, Krajina moves over to the Kaohsiung Aquas. I don't blame them. Kaohsiung's got nice weather down south. Aquas is the only team in the southern region of Taiwan. The shot clock is at 9 seconds. There's a handoff from Pong Pong off the screen. Contested shot and one! Barry buries that one. Let's take a look. Not a cylindrical foul, but Jasper did make contact with Barry. So, number 11 from the Taipei Taishin Mars. This is his third season with the Mars's organization. Score 44-37. Mars is still keeping it close. And they switched it to what looks to be 2-3 zone defense. And Krajina trying to wedge through the Mars's players, that time effective. And here comes coast to coast. And more free throws. This one is Tucker's third personal foul. And Liu Yanting will be at the line. Bit of a stop and go action. Ray, number 0, checks in. Looks like there's some disagreement before Tucker goes back to the bench, as we have Yanting making the first one. Was with the Steelers, but has been with the Mars organization for 2 seasons now. 26-year-old, making the second free throw. Mars are on the come up, 44-39. Both are trying to get out of their losing streak, and Mars really motivated to get a final or one home win before the Lunar New Year. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 3 seconds left. They gotta make some moves here, and a Hail Mary ricochets outwards. Ding Senru creating a fast break opportunity, but stops in his tracks, hands it off out to number 6. As Ding Senru goes in, ISO between the Aquas players. There's a kick out for Manu. Just off, it hits the iron ring. And from the parking lot, the 3 gets greased in. So Aqua still wanting to keep a distance, getting some insurance. And there's Pong Pong with the pass off. No screen there. 3 seconds, a long 2 falls for Pong Pong. Former Purin Pilots player and Steelers player, now with the Mars's organization, but Zagarach quick to answer back from the top. He silences the Mars fans. 50-41. Right now their threes are hitting 39% so far. And more free throws. They call the foul on Ray, number 0. So, we got 3 players from the Aquas already receiving 3 personal fouls. 3 team fouls for both sides, staying at the line. Former Taichung Suns player, drafted by the Taichung Suns before being with the Mars organization. Now, these last couple of seasons, he's been on and off from the regular starting 5 rotation. What the Mars had been doing was they've been signing foreign point guards. So after Zach Lofton's departure, well, they've kept Ding Sunru on the court, and you know it's working out quite well for him, as he almost hit another triple-double in their last win on January 25th. He was 1 rebound shy to hit another triple-double in his career. Odaji checking back in as they skip past. Double team does not work for Effie. So Odaji is now coming off the bench, scoring 5 points so far. Skip pass over to Manu. 8 seconds. Body bumps, spins. Too strong, out of bounds. Mars still with a chance to make a bucket. So they'll be starting off from the baseline. So that was number 15, Xie Mingjun, from the baseline. Their rookie this season, digging deep, and Sammy from the left. There was a little technical difficulty there for a second. The score now 52-45. The Aquas still holding on to the lead. I would say there was a little bit of an embellishment there, but they call offensive foul on Maya Photo. And the man that in question there, you see, there is contact from Maya Photo, but a little bit of embellishment there made by Jiangjun Austin, number 6. Sammy at the top. There's a pass over to Allen. There's a behind the back pass for Sam Manu. Return to sender. No look pass. And he fumbles the ball. And Maya Photo gets back-to-back fouls. The first was offensive, and there you have, trying to go for the board. There's a no-look pass. Yeah, there's the contact. Chest up towards Yenting. This is pretty typical for a rookie. You know, he's gonna learn that these are just mistakes that if you learn the fundamentals, that you'll eventually not make those. You fine-tune your defense, as you kind of see him charging up against Yenting. So. And there'll be more free throws this quarter alone. We've got the Mars making 5 of their 6 free throws. But less free throws for the Kaohsiung Aquas, and the whistle comes on Mingjun. That was Mars's rookie. Coming off the bench today and starting up. The shot clock is reset. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Odaji at the top with the handoff. There's the downhill pass. That was way too high by Willie. Gonna reset. There's that dribble penetration. That was too strong. ball gets mishandled there, and there's the bucket laid in by Liu Yanting. There's a great look by Sam Manu. And just like that, the Mars is closing in the gap just by 4 points now. Now they still have a little bit of momentum. Ball gets fumbled around, and the whistle comes. They get a T. Now, the question is if it is a technical for the player or if it's the technical for bench. We'll take a look. That's between Xie Mingjun and Allen, number 23. He checks in for the first time. So the referee notices the hand reaching by Allen. But a technical is pretty extreme, I would say. Unless they gave the technical for one of the players for talking back. But in the meantime, Ding Shunru gets the free throw, and Mingjun will be at the line. So they will get the free throw from the foul and a free throw from the technical. So Mingjun will be making the first, but missing. So this is our first time seeing Allen on the court today. And, you know, the strategy of rotating in these players to get everybody to play, that's really just, it's more of a survival mode kind of tactic. They haven't really had a consistent offensive strategy. So, as I said, for me, I think their priority should still be on defense, and especially with 3 import players active, well, you should be able to out-rebound the other team, and they call jump ball between Yenting and Willie, number 21. The shot clock is at 14 seconds. Jump ball with Aquas trying to convert buckets here. 54-50. Nearly stepping on the line. He saves it, kicks it out to the perimeter. Contested shot. Bounces up high, and Mingjun gets the board. Ding Shunru pretty much on the court this entirety of this game. There's the skip pass to Allen. And get that out of here. Out of bounds. Gets Allen on his back. Got some pent-up energy right there. You see Allen trying to go under Maya Photo, and then Willie just ambushes it in. So 2.5 minutes, 4.3 seconds remain, and at the bench, that is Xie Mingjun. Trying to find an opening. Out of bounds still, that is bounced out. Willie making the last contact. 1.7 seconds, well, that could still get you something. See the formation here. Still that pressure defense. Oh, that pass was far too high. Was not ready for the timing. That ball goes out of bounds. So quite a bit of stop and go action here now. We're experiencing now that the game is a close matchup. As Zagarach checks into the game. Skip pass and coming into the game. The second one was too short. Can't seem to convert, and the whistle comes. Free throws are given to Ding Shenru. And they call a foul on number 30, Maya Falto's third one. So we got a couple of players checking in from both sides. It'll be Ding once again. 27 years old. He went to the States for college, went out to Glendale Community College before getting drafted by the Taichung Suns. Was former teammates with Sani Sakakini. So him and a couple of other players on this team, they actually managed to get into the finals the first year of Taichung Suns' creation. Played against the Kaohsiung Aquas, where we saw the Aquas sweeping in the playoffs and in the finals. As we see the import players from the Mars' side, that was Makira Maker on the right. On the left is new import player Michael Frazier II. So Frazier, I believe he should be on the active roster, but he is still recovering from appendicitis. So we hope for a speedy recovery. That takes about a week, maybe a couple weeks for recovery. And again, you know, these import players really can't catch a break from both sides, as we have another timeout on our hands. As we are seeing the Aquas side. As you see on the right, the guy in the green shirt, that is Edgar Jalones. They brought him back from last season. He helped bring the Aquas to the finals, where they went, where they forced a Game 7 series against the new Taipei Kings. That was when Jeremy Lin was still with the Kings organization. But as I mentioned before, Jalones suffered a really gnarly sprain in preseason down in Pingdong. So he actually went back to Lithuania to get a very minor surgery. So he's still going to be resting for a couple of weeks, but they really need his leadership and his voice on the court. I think, you know, a big factor in, you know, besides the injured players, I think they're lacking some they're lacking morale, so they really need a voice on the court. You know, typically you see the vet local players such as Kevin Hulongmao, but, you know, when he's on his streak, the streakiness, when he's quiet, he's not going to be much of a outspoken leader on the court. As we are winding down in the second quarter, the Taipei Taishin Mars running a full court press. Preventing any scoring from the Aquas, and Aquas just trying to get some insurance before the halftime, and they count the and one for Zagarach. Off of contact there by Allen. Now Zagarach is the first time playing in Asia. Former Partizan Belgrade player. That was one of the most reputable Serbian teams. Also has experience in Russia as well as Turkey. Out in the BSL league last season before coming here. Possession with the Mars right now. Mingjun passes it off, but the ball bounces off of Liu Yanting. So Aqua's still holding on to the lead. Xie Mingjun goes back to the bench. Ding Shenru returning. Now, I was talking about how Ding hasn't gotten many minutes of rest. Well, he's getting pulled in and out, so he's logged in just under 15 minutes in this game. And there's still a chance for them to tie the score right now. Outwards to the perimeter. There's a shot clock violation of too little, too late. Now Liu Yanting just trying to create trying to break off into a fast break, but the referees, they had to stop the clock. Now, game could have still continue on, as you see Xu Haoten kind of confused by the referee's call there. I mean, as of right now, the Mars is really excelling in fast break points, so they really could have used the bucket before this final minute. They've scored 8 fast break points, 0 from the Kaohsiung Aquas. Possession back with the Kaohsiung Aquas. Xu Haoten deliberating with the referee. Inbounding will be the captain, number 28, Eric. And just like that, we have a sub coming in for Ding Shenru. So again, they're quick to pull him in and out. This is really for the purpose of defense, needing the size and the lankiness. You notice that Tucker is still on the court, but they need the size into this possession to prevent any scoring opportunities for the Aquas. 12 seconds on the shot clock. They were effective in that last possession. They just kept moving the ball around, no shots made, and a lackadaisical pass will lead to potentially points, getting them close down to being behind by a couple of possessions. Manu, look pass, pocket pass, returns a favor. Winston driving through and intercepted by Eric. That looked good, but made contact on Winston. Still taking some time on the floor. He's not getting up. So we take a look. So no intentional contact, but it looks like he did get hit pretty badly on his hip or his midriff there. So kind of perhaps knocked the wind out of him. He's still in that same almost fetal position. I don't see any blood on the court, so we even have the medical staff looking over to Winston. So now the referees are going to review the IRS to see if it is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. From that particular angle, I can't say it should be, but again, they'll be taking a look at different angles. So crew chief mentioned to check to see if there are any other additional movements that could be a reason for a flagrant foul. I mean, yeah, I saw contact, but it's nothing to the extreme. So we'll have the crew chief give the final call.
经过 IS 检视，维持原判，一般犯规。
Yeah, so they're going to call a standard foul, as they should. And he looks okay. He's back on the bench. And let's see if he'll come back to make free throws. Both are in the penalty, so this should lead to 2 free throws to be exact. So in his place, Ding Shenru will make the free throws. Consistent, as I said, he is 80% at the free throw line. Now, his season high was 17 points, 9 rebounds, 13 assists. So like I said, that was the one game where he was 1 rebound short of hitting a triple-double. And mind you, he is the only local player to hit such an amazing record or feat. As of now, it's just really import players hitting those, and it's only 3 import players to be exact this particular season. I believe it's Bliznyuk, Chroma, as well as Tordovic hitting that milestone so far into this season. 3 seconds left to go. The time is ticking, and the shot rattles in, but they don't count it. That's too bad. It looked good, but the referee said it did not. The score now 57-54. Aquas will happily take this 1-possession lead here at Heping Gymnasium. Stay tuned. We're gonna hit a halftime break.
掌声欢迎我们的泰信 Wonder， 还有男神 DJ Josh Drop the beat。I'm back, let's go！ 哇！还有哪个主场比战神的主场大？哇哦！高难度！Go Kira! Go Kira! 太帅了！这么刺激的中场表演，只有在主场看得到哦。Yes! In this corner. Let's go! Turn it up, everybody turn it up. 여기 있는 사람들, get it up, get it up. Take it up, we are gonna make it up. 여기 있는 사람들, get it up, get it up, get it up. 모든 몸을 흔들어, hot take. 사람들의 눈치 보지 마. 즐겨봐봐, baby don't stop. 让我们全场最热烈的掌声，谢谢太希望的还有男神带来的精彩演出。这么劲爆的中场表演，只有在我们和平篮球馆看得到。大家再给他们一点掌声好不好？真的非常不容易耶，太炸了，太炸了。OK， 又到了我们中场游戏正中红心的时间了。各位战友们都准备好了吗？刚刚有拿到球的，在哪里？我得看看你们。我把我的有看到，有拿到球的。好，我们1楼也有。我来解释一下规则哦。在自己位置上就好，各位战友们。刚刚有拿到沙包的，在自己的位置上。等等呢，我说开始丢球的时候，你们就要把球越靠近正中心就越赢哦。如果接近的话，我们会拿那个尺去算一下，所以算是便宜你们的，知道吗 ？OK 好，我们刚刚拿到1号沙包的是哪位？让我看一下，1号在这里吗？在哪里？我这里也有丢。看得到吗？刚刚有拿到了一个我们丢球的，哎，在那里，在那里。好，这位战友，我们就先从你开始好了，好不好？来，我们有请，帮我们站起来一下。好，来哦，我说3、2、1，你就尽量丢越近越好哦。来，加油！3、2、1，把球丢出去！哇，这个蛮接近的哦。那我们就从这里开始，可以吗？好，哪里第二个？这里第二个吗？刚这里有我们的参赛选手吗？哎，有，来，你站起来，对。等一下呢，你越往中间丢越好，越近就可以哦，考验你的臂力。来，战友，请丢出去。这个很近哦，我们给战友一个掌声好不好？来。接下来我们这个演员组的来哦，你要坐着丢吗？1楼坐着丢，来有请。 哎呦，哎呦，太大力了，太大力了！我们还是给他一个掌声吧。来，下面一位哦，下面一位，哎，这里哦，这个视野非常好哦，就等你了哈。来，这样。宝瑞集团的。
Score now 57-54. You are watching at TPBL, brought to you by AXN Sports on AXN Asia and AXN Taiwan. Taylor Chen bringing you the game solo as we take a look at a couple of moving highlights right now. Taipei Taishin Mars only with 0 imports tonight, while we have a healthy rotation of import players from the Kaohsiung Aquas side, and you can clearly see that that is a difference maker in this game. They are out-rebounding the Taipei Taishin Mars, which is critical in getting second chance opportunities and also just getting the ball and bringing it back over to the Kaohsiung Aquas side. Now they've got very inconsistent offensive strategies as opposed to the Taipei Taishin Mars. Well, they got a lot more dribble penetration opportunities. The Aquas' defense, you know, it's very inconsistent. It's pretty flawed. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll go through the halftime stats very shortly. So stay tuned for more TPBL, brought to you by AXN Sports.
OK， 有，恭喜，谢谢，恭喜你，记得去换我们的奖品哦。那个我们的工作人员会引导你，谢谢。那等一下我们下半场呢也即将开始，这样我们可以去吃点东西。我们等等下半场继续应援哦。
That is our halftime score for Game 77. Kaohsiung Aquas hoping to break their losing streak against the Taipei Taishin Mars. They're making more field goal attempts, but they're missing. They're 43% from the field, 51% from the Taipei Taishin Mars, but they're getting a lot more opportunities as you take a look. 28 rebounds total for the Kaohsiung Aquas. Again, that is thanks to a healthy import squad as we have Krajina as well as Zagarach and Odaji back in the game. And we've had, you see our assist to turnover ratio here, the Kaohsiung Aquas. Well, they don't really have a consistent point guard readily available. Tucker in and out of the injury list as opposed to Taipei Taishin Mars. Well, you see our stats here. 11-5 assist ratio. They have no choice to really move the ball around too and play unselfish basketball between their local players. Again, they are only playing with locals. So this is the first time we've ever seen that happen in TPBL history. Now I'll pull up some basketball history very shortly as we are live here at Heping Gymnasium on this Wednesday night. So I'm coming into you on site and live here at Heping Gymnasium. It's a pleasure to bring you TPBL games for the remainder of the season. Now, the last time that we've seen in recent history of no imports in the game is the Kings and Lioneers. This was back in 2023. Now, we did have players on the roster, but 0 imports playing at that time. So that was when Austin Day had departed and returned to play in his father's EuroLeague team. And the Lioneers, they broke their 7-game losing streak, getting that win over the New Taipei Kings. But we swing back over to this game right now, Game 77. The Aquas, well, they're trying to get out of their losing streak. The Mars, though, they're trying to just get a home win before the start of the Lunar New Year. So let's see what kind of adjustments they'll make in the second half coming up very shortly. And anything is possible for both teams. But whether or not the Taipei Taishin Mars can stay consistent in all 4 quarters is the question. I mean, you know, despite only having one import player, Makura Maker was really carrying the team, scoring 35 points in Sunday's matchup, and you know, you get a little burnt out. So we'll see how it fares. The lead scores from the Taipei Taishin Mars is Ding Shenru with 16 points. And for the Kaohsiung Aquas, that's 19 points given to the Croatian import Christian Krajina, 19 points and 8 rebounds he's got tonight. So again, there's a huge plus to having him return. And just like that, we'll have ourselves another break here at Heping Gymnasium. So stay tuned for more TPBL, brought to you by AXN Sports.
Just watch me now. Hey. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can tell me
This TPBL broadcast and all future broadcasts will be powered by KC Global Media Asia. You're watching Game 77, the Kaohsiung Aquas come up north to the capital to play the Taipei Taishin Mars. It is only a 1-possession deficit as the Taipei Taishin Mars playing catch-up the entirety of this game, with only local players on tonight's active roster. I believe they're playing it safe, keeping the import players extra rested for their matchup against the new Taipei Kings out in Xinzhuang on Saturday. So we come back in here. We're live at Heping Gymnasium. Taylor Chen on site and calling the game solo. As we have, it looks like our starting 5 from the Taipei Taishin Mars back on the court. Now for the Kaohsiung Aquas, we have a couple of bench players starting the third quarter. So on here is Zagarach, Krajina, Jasper, Kevin, as well as Tucker. Kevin being the only bench player. Again, he's doing a lot. He's running a lot of off-ball movement, and I'd like to see him make a couple of buckets. He's really, like I mentioned before, he's really the energy guy. The shots that he makes and just his attitude on the court. You know, you want him on your team. You never want to play against him. That's for sure. Especially when he's on a run, when he's got the momentum. So maybe we could see that little bit of spark coming from Kevin on the court. So maybe he's on here to start things off for the Aquas. So we see the 2 import players out in the perimeter, and here comes Tucker. Hands it off to Zagarach in the left. Finishes off with a finger roll. Tucker with the good look. That's another dime. That's his 5th one tonight. There's a screen set by Pong Pong. He stepped back for the 3. It's a low arc of a 3. So the Kaohsiung Aquas made 12 points off of second chance rebounds. So again, that's thanks to the size and the ability for Krajina to get those rebounds and pull up for the long 2. Tucker checks into the game. He's logged in from the first half, 3 points only, so got it up. And a correction, it looked like he stepped on the line, but he did make the 3. As 57 gets his 4th personal foul. So Allen will be at the line. That one misses. So their next matchup between these 2 teams will be March 28th. So that'll be way after the Lunar New Year and FIBA window. And I believe that will be a Kaohsiung Aquas' homestand. The high pass to Krajina. Going to be outmatched, so there you see the trap set up between Kenny Chen and Pong Pong, leaving an uncontested Tucker with a missed shot. And Sammy will get the credit for the rebound. He draws a foul, looks like off of Zagarach. So, more free throws are coming for the Mars. They made 22 free throw attempts as opposed to 12 from the Kaohsiung Aquas, but they've got a higher percentage. They made 91% of the shots. Mars 72%, which is below the league's average. League average for free throws. It stands at 70. Well, actually, it also stands at 72%. And Manu gets in those free throws. Into the second half. We hope to be the spark plug. He scored 7 points in the first half. There's a mismatch in size there. Kenny there to assist. Back and forth between Kevin and Tucker. Tucker, that rattles in. 2 threes for 66. Getting it to a 9-point lead. Pong Pong way out to Ding Shenru. He looked down at the line, kind of lost balance there, and Pong Pong from the top, off mark though, lands into Krajina's hands. Zagarach shaking through the Mars players. And count it for the and one. See him blowing right past Allen and Pong Pong. So again, a huge disadvantage in terms of size. If we take a look at their profile, Pong Pong and Allen, well, they're 200 and 197 respectively. Zagarach, on the other hand, the Serbian player at the line, he stands at 205, and Krajina 208. While Effie, sitting on the bench, he is 206. So make that now a 10-point deficit. Kaohsiung Aquas with 3 team fouls. There's a pocket pass. Taishin trying to thread the needle there, but Liu Yanting could not dig deep. They make a lot of effort with the defense. Ooh. And the baseline referee calls a foul on Kenny Chen. Usually he's a lot more, he's actually shown his restraint in terms of fouls. This is only his first personal made tonight. As at number 21, Willie checks back into the game. He's checking in for Kevin. For a matchup purposes, Zagarach over to Willie. And he goes in for the 3, no good. Going high for the board was Barry. Got 2 fouls and 4 points in the first half, and there's a beautiful finish for the Taipei Taishin Mars. That goes to Allen. The cameras were freaking out, didn't know where to go. Zagarach, no look pass to Willie. They're keeping the 2 import players on the court. Kojina kind of setting up the screen. There's a downhill pass. Cannot finish, that was too short. He usually makes those buckets too. Off to Zagarach, now to Maya Foto. Through the Mars players, no good. But that was a lot of energy for the Taipei Taishin Mars on defense. Let's see if Barry can pull through with a long 2, and the whistle comes from the baseline. So the possession is still with the Aquas. Let's take a look. It's Krajina and Liu Yanting. That's a correction. It is Mars ball. There's a kick out to Barry. Clock is counting down. Sammy's got to know there's 7 seconds left on the clock. He loses the ball off of the body bump. And off to Maya Fotal. That's too short, hits the iron ring. Goes off to our Mandarin broadcasters table. Solid effort by the Aquas' rookie. Came in playing 13 minutes and he scored 2 threes in the first half. So with the inconsistent rotations, he's got to take full advantage of any of the minutes that he's playing on the court. So hopefully one pregame interview, we get a chance to to get his point of view on this season so far. And we've got Allen returning to the bench. So we're in the third quarter, 11 minutes in regulation. The Aquas have possession. Now, typically the Kaohsiung Aquas run a horn offense, but again, this is our first time actually seeing this import rotation with Odeji, Krajina, and Zagarac. There's a pass off to Barry. There's a step back. Ooh, good recovery by Sammy. That was a risky through the baseline, and there's a steal by Krajina. Poor handling from the Mars's end. That's a couple of turnovers that we just witnessed. Zagarac working with Krajina. The two imports are on the left, and here is an uncontested Tucker calling for the Airmail Express. And Winston returns to the game, as well as Ray, number 0 for the Aquas. The Aquas will initiate from the baseline with 0.6 seconds on the shot clock. I hope Ray is fully aware of that. Trying to find Zagarac. And there's a shot clock violation. You see the trap defense set up for Krajina and the other import player, Zagarac. So not much you could do there. The strategy was to hand off the ball to an import player, and Mars read the playbook. Aqua still lead by 10 points, and Eric Uhuanya comes back into the game for Zagarac. And Zagarac, he logged in 12 points for the Aquas. Get some minutes on the bench. Step back, shaking off Mea Foto. Gets the two-piece by shaking off the Aquas rookie. That's 18 points for Ding Shenru. Skip pass to Foto through Mars players. Well, the Mars were lucky that Mea Foto missed that bunny shot, but there's another turnover, and Willie keeps the bank open for the Aquas. Now 70-60. So not many scorers right now on the court, really, besides Ding Shenru. The only player on the Mars team to score double digits in the first half. So again, I'm looking for a spark plug from the Taipei Taishin Mars, but have none of that as of yet. But in the meantime, we have a timeout, so stay tuned for more TPBL, brought to you by AXN Sports.
哎呦，饮料都拿起来了，好喝吗？太希望的，哇，看起来是喝得很入迷啊！哎，来，跟我们一起干杯好不好 ？Hello，欢迎来看球！哇，战友们全身红，有饮料的话，欢迎跟我们一起干杯哦！我们每一场都算，来，一饮而尽，好大了啦！来，喝起来，跟你们干杯！哇，男神，来干一个 ，Cotis 了，干杯！哎呦，还在看吗？哎 ，Hello， 哇，跟得很快哦，加油，你好！哎呦，发现了吗？哎 ，Hello， 那个白，什么？丁丁，来看丁丁的吗？哇，丁丁刚刚的 step back 非常帅，哎，还有雷蒙恩，哇，弟弟好瘾哎！张飞，来，好瘾，哦，来喝起来，呜，是的，我们每一场都有饮料哦，边看起来可以边喝，谢谢我们的战友们，还有台新湾的，干了。
So the Kaohsiung Aquas are in town to play the Taipei Taishin Mars. Taylor Chen on site and bringing you the game solo. And all this is powered by AXN Sports and AXN Taiwan. The Aquas holding on to a 10-point lead over the Taipei Taishin Mars. Well, you want to ask why? 6 turnovers in the third quarter for the Mars and some lackadaisical defense on their end. Again, they could be gassed out and without a point person to score besides Ding Sunru, well, you're going to have the spread, but what a basket made by Liu Yanting. And he's quick to get up and go back on defense. So credit to the young buck. There's the pass over to Willie. Now they're running a zone now, and Ray, nasty long 2. As a single hand pass over to Carl, off mark, and Willie fights for the board against Yenting. Skip pass. Eric threading the needle there. And Zagarach, the only import player, he finds that uncontested. Eric, 4-3, nothing but net. That was smooth as silk for the captain. No correction, they're keeping Krajina and Zagarach on the court. Looks like they like this dynamic over Odiji on the court. And Ding Sunru hits it from the square into the ring. That's another 3 for Ding Ding. 21 points. And the second points leader trails quite behind. It's number 7, Liu Yanting. And there is very clear foul committed by number 57, Jasper. That's his 5th one. One more and you're out. We like to say in Taiwan, 你毕业了, so it means that you've graduated. I don't know how that came from, but 6 more fouls and Jasper will be done for the rest of the game. And looks like Effie Odiji will finally check into the game, as well as Sammy. So number 11 also is back into the game. That is Ayao. Also a vet player coming from the SPL, our semi-professional league. So Ding Sunru has been selected to play on the 16-man roster for Chinese Taipei. This is the first time he's ever been nominated. And, you know, the stats really prove that he deserves to be on that lineup. And again, their first game in the first round qualifiers come late February is against Korea. And a quick turnaround as they play China out in the Philippines. Now, it looks to be what you're seeing on the score. Aquas are in the penalty, so any fouls for them will lead to baskets for Mars, but Mars just now committed a 4th one under Barry. That's his 3rd one. So, Willie asking for the ball to be wiped down. A lot of human effort on there. Their last game against the Mars, or their home game against the Mars, Willie had a incredible behind-the-back pass to Krajina. Now, he's usually pretty accurate at the free throw line. He is at 91%. He's been with the organization since the start of this franchise. We start back up again under 3 minutes to go. Trying to on some form of horn, and Taishin nails another 3. He's a bad mamma jamma on the court. Trying to close in the gap, and the gap is now 6 points to be exact. There's a hit pass over, quick ball movement, but will points be given? No points, but free throws will be given to Odaji. Zagarach checks back in. Now we're hearing the Heping Gymnasium fans going loud as they're slowly getting ready for Odaji's free throws. As of right now, he's averaging 81% from the line. And that first one swishes in. As I said, he played in the Zach Broncos, who are currently playing. Now, for those who are Kings fans, a loss for Zach Broncos tonight against the Alvark Tokyo will mean playoffs for the new Taipei Kings. The Kings will play this weekend at home before the Lunar New Year. Their ball gets batted around. That is another turnover. Sloppy job for the Taipei Taishin Mars. Zagarach trying to hit the 2. There's the 2. Still not falling through. Well, there's the effort from the Taipei Taishin Mars, trying to correct their ways. Ball is out of bounds. Getting outsized there. So Carl is subbed out. So, beginning of the game, we didn't get quite a good look of the standings, but again, it's been the Leopards that have been dominant this entirety of the season, and really the standings have quite reversed, literally, from last season to this season. It was quite different. The Aquas were really perched between the 2nd and 3rd place in standings. Mars, on the other hand, well, they were sitting around 5th place. Energy double teamed and intercepted by Barry. Behind the back block for number 11. There's the kick out to Barry. Barry does not get the 3, but a valiant effort there for the Mars. Now, the Mars are really pulling the same a similar strategy to the Aquas, very obviously, as you see the players are rotating in and out at very small increments, very small windows. It's just the opportunity to give each player some rest. And again, we are with 0 imports from the Mars' side. And there's the catch and shoot for Captain Eric. Return back to sender, and here is Ming Jun going coast to coast, and there's Sam trying to get the leftovers. And looks like Eric made contact. And the 3rd personal foul was given. There's Xie Mingjun coming through, wall to wall. Yep, there's that little smackdown. So Manu will be at the line. Rookie of the Year last season. He's a San Mateo native. Actually went to Morrison Academy down in central Taiwan at Taichung City before moving to the States in 2017. His father, Rex Manu, played pro in Taiwan for a couple of years, so he's also a local legend per se. So Manu now with what I'm seeing on the scoreboard is 9 points. Sideline referee calls for a foul. Ayao is on the Mars's bench. Trying to see if there's bleeding. No bleeding. If there's bleeding, player must be removed off the court. So free throws will be given, but as I said, both teams are on the penalty. Number 5, as they like to call Iceman, is checks into the game, and Ayao with the first. He's got quite a long history with Taiwan Pro Ball, with Taiwan Bank, Taurin Purim Pilots, from SBL to another league, Steelers, DEA, and now he's with the Kaohsiung Aquas, and he's a young 35 years old. So inbounding the ball, Ding Sonu checks back into the game. Iceman iced out with 18 seconds in regulation. Just like that, the third quarter is just blown by, but Aqua is still taking the lead. That's gonna bode well for the fourth for them. 1 second left to go, and from the parking lot, Barry could not make the points, and lucky for them, they still got possession as Ayao makes final contact. So right now it's 1.5 seconds. And Ningjun at the baseline to Yanting. Ooh, way over. Couldn't find the pot of gold there, and we conclude the third quarter with Kaohsiung Aquas leading 78-70. So we'll be right back. We'll bring you more TPBL brought to you by AXN Sports and AXN Taiwan.
Reacher 跳起来了 ，Go Reacher，Go Reacher。Go Reacher, Go Reacher, Go Reacher, Go Taishin Wonders. Go 战友们，跟着节奏，把你们的毛巾甩起来！没有毛巾的，举起手来，让我看到吧！ Let's go！ 一起台北战神！台北战神，甩起来，甩起来！哎，抖一抖，抖一抖！哎，台北战神！
You're watching TPBL powered by AXN Sports on AXN Asia and AXN Taiwan. This is the final quarter of Game 77, and Krajina starting it off. He was cold in the third quarter, and he scored his first bucket in the final 12 minutes of this game. Now, the Mars outscored the Aquas in the second quarter, but they really had a drop off in the third. They committed 8 turnovers in the third quarter alone. Aquas with 2 only. And again, this is the Taipei Taishin Mars without any import players on the court. Now, it's been very typical to see 2 imports on the active roster, and Makir Maker being the first one in TPBL history to be the only one registered, but 0. Well, that's a first for TPBL, and there's the scoop by Mingjun, but a little too strong and too high. Still kept out of the perimeter. There's the 2-3 defense set up by the Mars. 7 seconds remain, and here is Hulong Mao checking in to the game. Yes, sir. So Krajina's 2 and Kevin's 3 points. Well, gets our first time out already with 11 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in regulation. Got ourselves another commercial break, so we'll be right back, coming to you with more TPBL soon.
开始汪的像是 KD， 给我一个空气的投篮，嘿嘿怎么说？你篮筐怎么说？战友投篮没有错，战友 ，Yeah， 来，这么商业 ，Shoot the ball，Yeah，Welcome， 来了一个投篮标准的动作，体体没有错，就是这个样子，跟着一个反一起投篮，一起 shooting， 是投3分球还是2分球，还是 Euro set 都可以，哎呦。来，有没有看到？帮我投一颗球，你说好不好？来投，给我一个投篮，谢谢战友，哎呀，就是你啦！哇，这穿 Curry 的，一定很准哦，投起来！谢谢战友，还有台新湾的，哇，台新湾的这种砸的，过人的。
We're coming out of a called timeout made by Mars' head coach Xu Haochen. The Mars' last home game before the Lunar New Year and FIBA window for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, and they call a charging foul on Xie Mingjun. Quick subs in and out. Again, rotating in the proper players for proper matchups, and there is Krajina's signature hook shot. We haven't seen that too much in tonight's game, but that is okay with the Aquas. I mean, they'll still take the 21 whole points that he's made in this game. And Barry with a catch and shoot. Misses. And they call a foul on Kevin. It's his 3rd one tonight. Let's take a look. Wow, sharp eyes from the sideline referee. You see his finger grazing. Clearly Kevin didn't feel the contact made. Ooh, you know what? That will actually lead to 3 free throws, because that was a 3-point attempt from out on the perimeter. So you make the foul on the shooter. That leads you to 3 baskets. And Barry at the line. Doesn't get on the line very often, but hey, either my stats are wrong or he's really bad at free throws and he just lucked out. He's 25% from the free throw line, but he made all 3, and so back to a 10-point deficit, and there's another foul by Kevin. Back-to-back fouls. This time was on Ding Shunru. And again, what I don't really like to see is the embellishments by the local players. That's kind of a habit that they've really picked up from Taiwanese pro ball, including the veteran players. And sometimes you could get called a technical for what we call flopping, actually. So no warning calls yet, but I've seen it a couple times in this game with the Mars players. So right now, the Taipei Taishin Mars, they are with 8 wins and 13 losses. Those 4 wins coming from home. They've got a home winning percentage of 36. So not the most outstanding, but they're actually not the last. The Kaohsiung Aquas have only won 4 out of their 14 home games. That's 29% to be exact. Now, in terms of their matchups, well, the Aquas have 1 win and 2 losses against the Mars. And they only hold 1 win from each team in the TPBL. There's another catch and shoot for Barry. Return to sender with interest. Zagarach off the top, returning it back. Again, they're really double teaming Krajina, and there's a lackadaisical pass from Zagarach, and there's a coast-to-coast bucket made by Sam Manu. Finally getting him in the double-digit stats. He's at 11 points now. So in the first half, we'd witnessed Liu Yanting as the spark plug. The second half, well, we're seeing Sam Manu coming through in these critical moments. We see the injured players there. Cooper out with the ACL tear on the same leg twice in 2 years now. And Allen on the right, he's their 6th man for the team. He is out due to a concussion playing the Dreamers game, I was told. There's a shot to Barry, and he buries it! Score now 83-80. And the Mars are clawing their way back into this game as the Kaohsiung Aquas call for their timeout. Like I said, can either team outstretch their rotation players, and can the Mars outstretch their local players? And so far the strategy is working from Shuhaoten, rotating them in really constantly and consistently. Give each player some rest, and Ding Sunro, while he is coming in and out, he scored 27 points for the team. Now, this is to say this is without any of the import players, so a positive outlook on not having import players on the court. The local players are going to be more in sync with each other. Obviously, you know, besides a language barrier, you typically, when you have import players who don't have necessarily the ethics of like a Euro player, is they're gonna constantly make those baskets. They're really going to be leading in terms of points per game. And when you don't have that, you really have to force the local players to make those plays and make those shots. So as of right now, it's really Ding Sunru coming through. As I said, Liu Yanting in the first half, he was making some magic. He's got 11 points. Manu also with 11, and right behind him is Barry Huang Tonghan wearing jersey number 11. You see briefly on the screen there. So Zhuge might be sweating a little bit. They had up to a 10-point lead. But just like that, they're only ahead by 3 points. Zagarach off to Kevin Hu, and here comes Jasper silencing the Heping crowd. Very effective after the timeout. Credit goes to the Aquas coaching staff. And Ding Ding with 7 seconds remaining rejects the downhill drive by Sam Manu. He goes in trying to clean up his mess. And there's a shot by Jasper, ricocheted backwards, and Kevin draws a foul off of Ding Ding. That's his 5th one. So they'll start off from the sideline, 14 seconds for the reset, and Xie Minjun checks in for King. So as of right now, the Mars are outscoring the Aquas. Right now it is 10-8 in the fourth. Not a good look there. He was trying to pass it off to Krajina, but there's a volleyball smack by Sam Manu. Sam actually, during his offseason, he likes to play volleyball with his family. They have I believe they're part of a non-profit or a foundation that hosts tournaments. Zagarach trying to shake off Barry. And a handoff to Sam Manu, drawing foul. Basket doesn't count. But free throws are a-coming. Kevin is not really having a very good game. As simple as that. That's his fourth personal foul. All of these fouls have been committed in the second half.
Oh. 裁判主动检视一下这个犯规是否需要做升级。
Now this is our look at the IRS. The referees will be evaluating if the foul needs to be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike. Again, just a reminder that is Kevin, who's fourth personal. So again, we'll be taking a look at different angles.
我们现在是要判断他，对，就是一般犯规。你认为他最后做传球，那就没有了。那就是一般犯规，没事，底线球。
This season is that our referees are mic'd up. So what I'm hearing is very much a step-by-step explanation from the crew chief to his flanking ref. So we'll hear the final deliberation here, but I know the answer.
看完 IS 检视，维持原判。裁判认定他是做传球动作，所以底线球恢复比赛。
So in the call, they say it's just a standard foul, but in that moment, it was, from their perspective, it was just a handoff and not a shot attempt. So no free throws are given. They're going to be inbounding from the baseline with 20 seconds on the shot clock. So that is Xie Mingjun at the baseline, and it seems like off camera, Xu Haotan is still arguing with the crew chief, but that's just delaying the game. Again, we don't really see Xu Haotan very emotional, but we see him pretty heated right now. I mean, look, it's still a game. There's still a possibility for the Mars to leapfrog over the Aquas right now. He's frustrated by the call there, and Xie Yashen, or the kick out to Allen. Outsized by Zagarach there. Goes back to Aquas. Krajina, he can make that basket, but he's got the time. He's very patient with it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He shakes off Pong Pong, but there's a block. Nasty work by number 62. Kevin Hu is really silenced into this game. The hand off. No call by the referees for illegal screen. And Sammy Manu trying to get the long two. Ooh, Krajina slides off into the floor. There's a pocket pass with the kick out, waiting for Krajina. Seven seconds remain on the shot clock. And the hook shot. Hook, line, and sinker for Christian Krajina. 23 points for him. Just when the Mars caught up by 3 points, well, they're really trying to distance themselves, and Pong Pong got a block and he got himself a bucket. That's why he's on the national team. Getting extra minutes lately as he's considered their local big on the team. There's a double team, though he finds Eric. And Mingjun corrals the board without any issues. Looks like the Aquas are running a man-to-man, and 6 seconds are counting down, and Sam Manu charges through. But the shot was too strong, and Mingjun again getting another rebound. He's small, but he's feisty. Pulling up for the long two, couldn't get the two-piece. Out of bounds. And Aqua's bound. So finally, a couple of players are going back to the bench. They had a bit of momentum and not much stop and go action. When you have that momentum, you're not going to get any subs in and out. Prajina guarded with a double team, and here comes Zagarach charging through, and that rolls in. Score now 90-82. There's a mismatch inside. Doosanru out in the perimeter. Couldn't find an entry point, so here comes Sam Manu at the corner for the kill. Oh, off target. So what we're seeing here is a 2-3 zone. Now, Kenny Chen has yet to be seen in this time around. And Kevin shakes in the three from the corner, keeping the lead alive, and we got ourselves a timeout. The score like that is 93-82. There's the collaboration between the two imports, the high-low action to be specific, as well as Kevin's three. Led Xiaotan no choice but to call a timeout. They've got to make any sort of adjustments. The zone defense is not working for them right now. Now, we can't quite hear what is being said on the Mars' side. But we'll look to the future, where again they will play the New Taipei Kings on Valentine's Day at 2:30. Now, for our New Taipei Kings fans, just an update for you. They have officially punched their ticket to the EASL playoffs in the second year in a row, as Alvark Tokyo has beaten the Zac Broncos tonight just now. So New Taipei Kings will head to Macau in early March. And speaking of early March, March 9th to be exact is the player roster deadline. So what does that mean? You cannot register any more new players. No more new import players coming in and out. Your final list is final. I believe it is either 13 or 14 people that are allowed on said roster. So it's going to be a couple days after we return from the Lunar New Year break. So Tucker, actually, excuse me, that is Ayao checking in. He is guarding Jing Sunru right now. And valiant effort trying to chase down Jing Sunru, and quite effective. Ayao with the possession. He's not really a ball handler, so he's going to hand it off immediately to Zagarach. You see back and forth passes between those two. He's not gonna, you're never gonna see dribble penetration, but Jasper, on the other hand, is not afraid to make those shots. Despite him with 9 points today, in the last game, he only scored 7 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. That was against the CTBC DEA. And Barry there chucks it. Shaking off Carl. Jasper again going in for the second try. Out of bounds. Aqua's ball. Kevin letting it roll out. So possession with the Aquas under 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. They like to keep Zagarach at the top in the high-low action as he charges through for the rebound, picks up the leftovers. Well, it's working pretty effectively on the Aquas end, so that is why we have yet to see Odaji coming in, checking into the game. The kick out to Carl. Carl without the three-piece. Zagarach with a kick out. No entry allowed on that zone defense. They're not quite confident in the perimeter shooting, so kind of leading them to just moving the ball around, not really making any moves driving in unless it's a secondary offense. In the corner to beat the clock. Too short and too strong. Oh, Ding Sunru bringing it over wall to wall. Right before drawing a foul off of number 10, Kevin. So, free throws for number 3, Ding Ding. So, as I said, his first year playing pro with the Taichung Suns, battled against the Kaohsiung Aquas. So he's almost considered a veteran at this point. Played only for the Taichung Suns and the Taishin Mars. So he's 2 for 2 there. Again, leading scorer. I have no doubt he'll make 30 points tonight, as he's just 1 point away as of right now. 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists with 5 steals to boot. They're running a full court press right now against the Mars, and it looks like Eric is responsible for bringing it over. High screen set up by Kevin. Pushes off, comes through with a Euro step, and makes the look like made an easy shot look tough there. They call foul on Ayao. Aqua's committing quite a few fouls there. Oh yeah, there's that hand going into Sam's face. Oh, Sam Manu at the line. Hit a career high recently, 22 points, 14 rebounds. It's his second double-double in his career. In the corner, Zagarach. And that is Liu Yenting tasked to guard the import player. And that is Yenting's third personal. As we see the 2 local coaches this time it is Ayao inbounding the ball. Immediate handoff to Zagarach. Kazina trying to set the screen for Zagarach, and Zagarach catches in the 3 from the top. Saw him a little fired up, kind of talking smack to the referee while Manu was making his free throws. Managed to hone in that energy and that frustration towards the bucket. And Carl will get his chance at the free throw line. the attempts, the free throw attempts given to the Mars are given quite liberally today. Again, it's that man-to-man pressure that the Aquas are applying today, as they have attempted 40 free throws tonight. 19 only for the Aquas, and they've made 29 of their 40. 72% at the line. Oof, that clanked very loudly at Heping Gymnasium. Less than 2 minutes to go, and Zagarach, through 3 Mars players, gets his first travel call tonight. Now we saw that small window that the Mars had in the third quarter, but just turnovers really set them off and out of their game. And we really hadn't seen that all game long, from the first quarter, second, and in the fourth quarter. They managed to adjust, but it might be too little too late with 1.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Drives in and putting Eric on skates, but he couldn't make the bucket. Oh, that should have been on a highlight reel if he made it. Zagarach, there's a high-low to Krajina. Yenting keeping his hands on Krajina, body in, getting the bucket. And quick to sub in, Yenting checks back in. So Yenting has got quite a game coming off the bench today. 11 points when his average is really only at 1 point a game. So that is the bright spot for the Marses tonight. And Ding Ding still can't get 30, but Carl will come in for his 7 points. Ooh. Eric lands on the floor. There's a foul, no harm. No ill will, 41.8 seconds in regulation. Now Manu attached to guard Zagarach. Rejecting Krajina's screen, that bobbles out of bounds. Now Zagarach asking for a challenge, but Zhuge, I don't think he's going to call the challenge.
海神教练提出球出界的挑战。
So Zhuge did make the signal, but it wasn't clear on the screen. So that is his first challenge made tonight. So Shiraoten from the Mars called for a challenge in the first quarter, asked or requested by Coco, number 8, with a unsuccessful call. Let's see.
这个角度我就没看到碰到。这边然后有那个观众席下来的那个吗？
So he's asking for different perspectives or different camera angles.
就这个角度就好，就这个角度再看一次，慢。
So he's saying that this is the best angle to be looking.
OK， 维持原判，维持原判，黑色球。
So the challenge, according to the referee in Mandarin, he will say unsuccessful. Possession still remains with the Taipei Taishin Mars. Well, they had the challenge to spare with 29 seconds remaining. They certainly don't need it anymore. Sprinting, driving, shaking off Krajina, and Kevin and Zagarach fighting for the rebound earlier. So they call a foul on Liu Yanting, number 7. So Zagarach will be alone on at the free throw line as we see Kenny Willis on the right as well as Kidd in the middle. I would not be surprised Kenny is sitting out because his wrist is further agitated. So Ding Sunru, perhaps we got a final glimpse of him in this game. Zagarach at the line. He is 72%. He's averaging 13 points a game, 7 rebounds tonight. He's logged in 28 points. Far above his average. Sam Manu trying to make something happen there. Fade away. Gets in with the bounce. No, final possession goes to the Kaohsiung Aquas. They will let the clock run out. As you can see, the coaching staff about to cross over to give their handshakes to each other. And just like that, the Kaohsiung Aquas, they break their 5-game losing streak. And it is on enemy territory up north. So it'll be a nice, pleasant ride, HSR ride back down south, as this will get them to 7 wins and 17 losses. You see this final score, 104-90. Now they are only 1 win behind the Taipei Taishin Mars. We will determine the player of the game very shortly, where the Mandarin broadcasters will be interviewing. But in the meantime, again, we have the final stats on the screen right now. Now, the Kaohsiung Aquas, they are not shying away from making the basket attempts. Now, they are 42%, but look, they are making more baskets, and you see the 3-point percentages. Well, they are above average. Now, this is to say they had all 3 of their imports healthy. So credit goes to the Taipei Taishin Mars with 0 imports, all on the IL tonight, as we have the upcoming games. So as I said, Saturday afternoon, Taipei Taishin Mars, they got a quick turnaround before the Lunar New Year against the 5th place New Taipei Kings at Xinzhuang Gymnasium on Valentine's Day. And right after is the 5 o'clock tip-off. It is the Formosa Dreamers visiting the Taoren Taiwan Beer Leopards in their temporary home. So more to look forward to before the Lunar New Year, as well as the FIBA window, as we are wrapping up here at Heping Gymnasium. Well, what a game we have. Game 77 is wrapping up, or it has wrapped up here at Heping Gymnasium. Taylor Chen bringing you game 77 live and solo. Again, credit to the New Taipei Kings, thanks to Ding Shenru. He scored 29 points tonight, but that was not quite enough, with 3 healthy import players out rebounding and having the size between Odaji, Krajina, as well as Zagarach. So in the meantime, we got more games to look forward to before the Lunar New Year, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another TPBL broadcast brought to you by AXN Taiwan and AXN Sports. So check in next time. Take care, folks.